Hello everyone and welcome back to Milo Farms. Well, we're out in the shop today taking a look at this jet boat. Just finished a couple of little projects on it, and I wanted to show everybody this project that I've been working on for the windshield wiper on the passenger side over here. You can see it has wipers on both sides, and the wipers are controlled by these two switches right here. If you're in really bad conditions, you can just flip both wipers on and leave them. But often for what we do in lakes and that sort of thing, the windshield will get splattered and you wipe it one time and then be just fine, so you don't need to have them running all the time. It's difficult to pay attention to both wipers as well as try to navigate and do everything you're supposed to be doing without leaving the one on the passenger side running or not paying attention to it. And since it may often be just me in the boat, or Mrs. Milo Farms might be over there, it makes it easier if she is there, she can control her own wiper. So what I've done is, using the original switch, go ahead and flip that switch on, come over here to the passenger side, and you can see the wipers running. Right here on the side of the motor, I got this little bracket that mounted on the existing bolt that mounts the wiper motor, and then mounted this little switch with just a little jumper wire that jumpers underneath and hooks onto the motor. So the existing wiper wire plugs in right here, and then it just routes it through this switch and then routes it over to the motor. So if we're driving along and Mrs. Milo Farms wants to run her wiper, all she has to do is flip that switch. It'll operate the wiper and then flip it off when she's done. That way I don't have to pay attention to it, and she doesn't have to have it just sitting there running in front of her if it's not necessary. Or I can leave this switch on and have the controls from the driver's side. So often what I'll do when we get in is she'll switch her switch off, and then I will switch the switch on at the driver's seat, and then she just takes care of her wiper the whole day. So pretty handy. It was cheap to do. I'll put the parts in the description. I think it was less than maybe $20, and made it real easy. One thing you want to be careful of when you're doing this is make sure that you get your grounds tight on this wiper motor. When I put everything back together, we had a little problem getting the ground tightened up. It was dirty, and so I wiped it down with a little wire brush, cleaned it up, and then it started working just fine. The other thing you want to make sure of is on the other side right here, there's a little nut that holds this side of the wiper. You want to make sure that's tight. Another thing you can do to make sure your wipers are quiet is you can use some like Rain-X products, things like that, to wipe the windows with or to clean them. That also helps the water bead and come off. It also helps the wiper slide a little bit better. So hope everybody enjoyed the video. And remember, you can't finish a project without getting started.